Hey, behind us, on the road.
Rear.
To be clear, I am a sergeant. I am not a sir. Alright, so there's a few things that I wanted to go over before we get started. One of the first things I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of it right off the bat so that we don't have to really deal with it anymore, and that is specifically immersion. I'm bringing this up front so I can get it out of the way, and then we don't have to do it anymore for the purposes of this exercise. Here at the 506, the primary mission of this unit is to game in a fun environment via the utilization of realism. This is hindered profusely when there's unnecessary immersion breaking conversations, actions, behaviors, whatever else have you throughout any official exercise or training. I've seen that happen on a number of occasions. It's spiking back up again lately, and I want that shit to get put to rest within this platoon. Does anybody not understand what I'm talking about? All right, good. So we're all here to have fun. We're all here to have fun in a realistic fashion. That isn't part of the experience. And if there is an issue that you are having, we are always going to try to err on that primary objective, but we need to handle it appropriately. If there is issues that you need to discuss regarding your experience, you need to send that up to COC after the fact, not in the mission out on the field. All right, so moving on to the actual exercise. I'm going to be upfront with you. There's a number of things that we want to cover, including the expectations of every person in this platoon, how to properly do comms, how to properly choose how you're going to move from point A to point B, how to traverse a map, how to clear a room, MOUT, CQC, etc. to L. Trying to drill all of that into you all at once is not going to work. So I'm going to talk briefly about some of the things that you guys need to cook around in your head and think about it after you leave from here. But after this sand table, the live fire exercise is going to be focusing on CQC and MOUT. Specifically, how to move down alleyways, how to move down roads, how to cover ASRs, MSRs, how to clear buildings, how to keep overwatch, how to keep security on the buildings, how to select the amount of force you need to put inside a building to clear it. Case in point, there's really no reason to put an entire squad in a shack with one door and a garage door. So, moving from the bottom up, what is the primary purpose of a trooper in general? Anyone want to offer an answer?
I can offer an answer, Sergeant.
Go ahead.
To accomplish a mission, Sergeant.
To accomplish the mission. In order for you to accomplish a mission, you cannot do so if you're downed. You cannot do so if you're lost. You cannot do so if you have no backup. And you definitely cannot do so if you have no idea what your mission is. So, it is the responsibility of your fire team leader to make sure that you always understand what your mission is, what the objective is. So with that being said, and that was kind of a gimme, what is the primary objective of a fire team leader?
Know what the mission is and to relay it
How fast should it be relayed?
when he gets it.
As real time as makes no difference. I can tell you guys right now, every single one of you, hopefully someday, will actually get an opportunity to take a 7 position. When you are 17, 27, 37, etc., I can tell you, you will have 4 channels in your ears at all times. It will happen simultaneously. If you cannot talk while you are listening and be accurate about it and send it in real time, you will fail at your job. As a fire team leader, it's just a trickle-down version of the same shit. You need to be able to listen and split your brain in half, a listening side and a relay side. Everybody in the entire platoon should know what's going on the second it's being said, or within seconds of it being said on 3-1. There's no reason anybody, regardless of rank, level, or billet, to be standing somewhere in the middle of the field and wondering what the hell they're doing there. What is the job of the squad leader or any NCO in this entire unit?
You communicate.
Nope. That's a part of the job. I'll give you guys a hint. First Sergeant told you the answer to this question not that long ago.
Listen to the orders of your officers and superior NCOs and relay those orders to those below you, Sergeant.
Speak up a little bit louder. I heard you, but I want to make sure everyone else did.
Copy that, Sergeants. To listen to and follow the orders of the officers and senior NCOs above you, and then to relay those orders to those that you're in charge of.
To execute the orders of your commanding officer and to relay those orders down to every man in your purview. That is absolutely correct. So, if you have a great idea, then you send up that great idea. If that great idea is put on hold, is rejected, or whatever else have you, then you just follow orders. There is a reason for that. We trust every single NCO, we trust every single trooper that is on the front line of this field, and any AO, to know the immediate information on their immediate area. You guys are going to see the shit, you're going to be in the shit, and you're going to know it better than anyone up at HQ. What you're not going to know is the overall picture. What you're not necessarily going to know is the requirements and the objective and the intention of the task force command. So you do not sit on your ideas, you do not sit on your input, you send it up. 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to be fed some information to empower your ability to do it, but every now and then you're going to get a flat out no, and you got to just do what your orders are. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Physical movement. When you're moving from one area to another, you need to be aware of the area you're letting go of and the area you're moving to. As an example, and I'll turn around so none of you guys have to turn around. If you are a fire team set up on this wall, and your objective is to clear these buildings within this compound, you need to have a plan in action on how you're going to breach this specific opening. You don't just funnel in the middle. You treat it exactly like you would treat an actual room. We've walked you guys through this multiple times. And when you guys are doing it in training, and I'm 100% sure that when I walk you over to the clearing exercise and the alley exercise on the other side of this compound, you are going to do it to the letter, and you're going to be absolutely fantastic. But when the actual bullets start flying in live fire exercises, for some reason, everything that you've been taught is forgotten because you're feeling rushed. Do not feel rushed. Even if your platoon HQ tells you, you need to move, you need to move, you need to move, that is correct. You do need to keep it moving. But if you cannot move any faster than you are because you're pinned down, because you're clearing a building, or because you're in crossfire, you need to send that shit up. Don't bottle up your frustrations and just sit there and do nothing, and don't bottle up your frustrations and rush out in the open and just screw the pooch. We trust you to send up the intel based on your judgment. Communication. Communication is absolutely critical to no end. I cannot put it in enough words how important it is to communicate clearly. Case in point, there are multiple times where somebody would send something over comms and then close the channel themselves and not give a shit about any kind of confirmation on whether or not their information was actually relayed, if it was actually received or understood. If I say 1-1, this is 1-7. There's a BTR inbound north to south on your positions, 50 mics away, 1-7 out. How the fuck am I going to know whether 1-1 actually knows about this threat? You need to confirm your comms. And I'm going to take a chance now, and I want 1-1 actual and 1-3 actual to step up here in front of me, front and center. All right, for the purposes of this exercise, 1-3 is overwatching for 1-1. 1-3 sees 1 times BTR inbound on their position, north to south, 50 mics out. Let's hear the comms.
1-1, this is 1-3. Be advised. 1 times BMP.
Stop.
Moving.
Stop. First thing you need to do is, based on the type of comms, you need to determine whether or not this is priority traffic. If you have an ARMA 50 mics out on 1-3's position, and they are not acting like they're aware of it, they have not already called it up, or on 1-1's position, that is priority traffic. You need to break all other comms and treat it as priority traffic. Let's try again, from the top.
Understood, Sergeant. Break, break, break. 1-1, this is 1-3. Be advised, you have 1 times BMP moving north to south, 50 mics out from your pause. How copy?
1-3 is 1-1, copy all, 1 times BMP, moving north to south, 50 mics from my position, we are maneuvering. Over.
1-3 out.
That is absolutely perfect. The two most important parts that you guys need to pick up on that is how copy and the readback. The readback is important because I cannot tell you how many times I've heard people send something over comms saying shit like bearing 240 and then have everybody that should be looking 240 looking 024 because they didn't hear the 0 and they assumed 24. So the readback is important. Do not let go of that readback. Let's try this again, but this time let's assume that instead of a BMP, it's a single squad and it's 200 mics out from their position, coming from the same direction. Go.
Break, break, break. 1-1,
Nope.
this is
Nope. Try it again.
20 mics.
It's
You said
200
two-
mics out, and it's
200,
one
gotcha.
squad element. They are not an immediate threat. It is not priority traffic.
Understood, Sergeant.
Try it again.
1-1, this is 1-3. Be advised. You have
Hold.
1 times.
Hold. Create the comms first. If it's not priority traffic, create the comms first. This is okay.
Understood,
This is an
Sergeant.
exercise. This is why we're here. This is why we're doing this.
Understood, Sergeant.
Try it again.
1-1, this is 1-3. Traffic, over.
1-3 is 1-1, send your traffic.
1-1, this is 1-3. Be advised, you have 1 times enemy squad. Moving north to south, 200 mics out. How copy?
It's 1-1, 1 time send me squad, moving north to south, 200 mics from my location. 1-1 over.
1-3 out.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfectly fine. The one thing that I will tell you is if you want to save a little bit of breath, once you create the comms, the whole point of creating that channel is the identity is done. 1-1, this is 1-3. This is 1-3, send traffic. There's no more need to identify yourselves throughout the rest of those comms. You don't have to
Right.
start off with your squad, your call sign on every single time you speak on the net. And then when you're done, you out it. The next person that picks up the comms, that picks up the net, they establish comms, they establish identification. The rest of it can go fast. What?
Ooh, Sergeant.
Does everybody in this platoon understand this?
Affirm, Sergeant.
Affirm.
Affirm.
All right, you guys go take a knee. I want 2 other volunteers to step forward front and center. I will not pick. I'm expecting you guys to come up here.
All right, stand by. How's that, Sergeant?
Oh, damn it.
Roger?
You guys ready for me to confuse the fuck out of you now? Can anybody tell me why we do not use mics as a measurement for meters, and we say meters instead of mics?
They stand for minutes, First Sergeant.
Because minutes is also used as a distance measurement when traveling. So if I say something is 50 mics away, guys are going to presume we are talking in minutes, not meters. When we call it distance, such as 50 meters, we call it as exactly that, 50 meters. You say mics, somebody's going to think there's a fucking BTR damn near an hour away. Is everybody clear on that?
Affirm your top.
One for Sergeant.
Who for Sergeant?
All
Thank you,
right,
Sergeant.
carry
Who are
on.
my volunteers? Sergeant Reed. Sergeant Patty. This is actually a really good setup because we all know what Sergeant Patty's going to be keeping his eyes out for. All right, here's a scenario. Sergeant
The
Patty.
answer is the enemy.
Answer is the end of that's correct.
For all of you that were presuming he meant fucking armor, you need to lose that goddamn mentality now.
Sergeant Patty's
What's the
doing
first
Overwatch.
job of a weapon squad?
We're 11 Bravo. Taken indoors if needed.
That fucking second part comes after 11 Bravo. Carry on.
Thank you, First Sergeant. Sergeant Patty's doing Overwatch. He sees a platoon-sized element coming east to west. We're inside a compound. We're already clearing it. Sergeant Reed, you got 1-2 inside the compound. You're clearing it, and you have no eyes on. Carry out. Comms.
Break, 1-2. This is 1-4. Be advised, you have platoon-sized element moving to your location east to west. How copy? Over.
1-4, this is 1-2. Copy. Platoon-sized element moving east to west, seeking cover. Advise weather break contact. Over.
Good read back. 1-4 out.
Mostly good. Mostly good. He asked you a question. If he sends back an advisory requirement on whether or not he needs to break contact, he's asking you if he needs to get the fuck out of Dodge, or if you guys can actually help engage in your position to help fight back the enemy. So in a situation like that, and this is why we want to pay attention to comms. In a situation like that, you do want to try to answer the question or give him some kind of feedback that would help him make a decision regarding his squad inside the compound. So just since Sergeant Reed's threw you a little bit of a curveball there, in a situation like that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to keep eyes on that platoon, and you're going to determine your firing capability from your location and whether or not you can suppress them and start picking them off as they approach, whether they're spreading to flank on two sides, whether they're coming towards an entrance, and then give that assessment from Overwatch. And if you need to tell them to break out, then you need to tell them in which direction to break out. So, for example, you would not say, if you felt that it was absolutely necessary for them to break contact or to pull out of that compound, you won't tell them to exit from the eastern side, right? Because then they're just going to be exiting right out in front of their barrels. If you're in a position to overwatch, then you should know which direction they should go in without being in the line of fire from the inbound element. All right.
Understood.
I think for the most part, we understand what we need to do about comms, correct?
Sergeant.
Any questions or comments regarding comms in this platoon?
Negative, Sergeant.
All right. All right, the next thing I want to do is I want us to go around that corner to the left, and we're going to pick a very small building, and we're going to go over clearing, picking the amount of elements to put into a building, and how to hold exterior security with the rest of your fire team, squad, or platoon, depending on the size of the element we're clearing. Go. All right, you guys can stop right here. For all intents and purposes, there's only a handful of sizes as far as elements in a single platoon. You have a buddy team, you have a fire team, you have a squad, you have an element, and you have a platoon. Why would we never have anything smaller than a buddy team?
Not supposed to be by yourself.
You're never supposed to be by yourself. Why are you never supposed to be by yourself?
Get killed, nobody will know.
Nobody
Correct.
watching your back.
Correct. Nobody watching your back. Nobody's going to know if you go down. Nobody's going to know where you are. So if you are looking at a building this small, and it's in your sector, let's say 1-2 is responsible for clearing this entire sector, and this falls under the purview of 1-2 to clear. 1-2, how many people do you think need to be clearing that building?
2. Can you hear me, Sergeant?
Hey, firm, I can hear you.
All right. I would send fire team to the building and have a buddy team go in to clear it.
And what's the other buddy team doing?
Making sure that nobody goes in behind them.
I want you to go ahead and post a fire team element on that building like they're about to breach.
Alpha, hop on the building.
Copy.
Near a wall. I'm going to join them since they're short of men.
Hey, firm. For the purposes of this exercise, we are going to start from the fact that they're already posted on the building. In case anybody was wondering, as they were approaching the building, if that door is actually open, you do not approach it from an exposed sector. You would go around into either covered tree cover or the wall cover and approach it from that angle. But now they are set up. Where are the other 2 people? All right, there you go. All right, let's pay attention to how they breach and how they leave people on the outside to hold security and where they leave them. All right, you guys are good to go when ready. Everyone shout. Shout like you're back at boot camp.
Alright, Jacob, you and me will go in, Solon and Reed. You'll just grab security outside. I'm gonna buy it quick.
Copy, 2 cent.
Alright, just a single room.
Copy.
open to the left.
Alright, breach.
Alright,
Going right.
Okay. Cover down the street, though.
left side's clear.
Clear.
Room's clear. 2 coming out.
2 coming out. Tag it.
Wrong one.
All right, the important thing to know is when you're breaching, you call the direction you're going to go in. Typically, first and foremost, if you're about to breach, if you're in the area when you're clearing it, you need to be combat pace. This is combat pace. Anybody who doesn't know this is combat pace. If you do not know how to do this, you need to send it up your chain and figure out what the hell's going on with your situation. When you're clearing, if you're coming in from this side, you know that what's right next to you is a short turn. So you're going to be going in, going left. First man's going in, going left. Second man's going in, going right. You need to be able to make that kind of decision when you're entering the building. If that wall on the left side of the door was short and close, first person going in should be going right. Also keep in mind the 2 people that they left on the outside was holding security from the outside of the building. On the side that is clear, if this is a big ass AO and there's a bunch of other buildings on the other side of this one, what I don't want is somebody all the way over here on this corner holding security looking this way. You need to be cognizant of the movement of your platoon to cover appropriately. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Any questions or comments about how to clear this building?
Negative, Sergeant.
Negative, Sergeant.
If this was a full-size house that was 2 stories high, how many people do you think should be clearing it?
Fire team.
A fire team. If it is a building, how many people do you think need to be clearing it? Multiple levels. A
Like
squad.
those skyscrapers? Yeah, probably a squad.
If it is an entire squad, who's holding security?
Another squad.
Another squad. That's why comms are important. You would be calling on a sister squad and requesting backup to clear something of that magnitude. I'm going to ask one more time. Any questions or comments about clearing building?
Negative, Sergeant.
Any questions or comments about how to pick the size of the element to clear a building?
Negative, Sergeant.
Negative, Sergeant.
All right, we're going to go down the road and make a right down there, and I'm going to show you how to walk an alley. Follow me. Let's pause here for a second. How many people would you use to clear this building?
Blood Sergeant.
Yeah, probably have a fire
Squad.
team.
I'm hearing fire team and I'm hearing squad. Whoever said fire team, tell me why you think a fire team would clear this whole building.
I would probably say, I said fire team, Sergeant.
Okay, tell me how.
I would probably have the other fire team stay outside for security and let the other one breach
Okay, where would you put them on security?
out front.
The whole fire team would be out in the front of the building?
Wherever you breached.
Negative. You want at least 2 people on that far corner so you don't get flanked on that side, and you absolutely need 2 people on this corner. Does anybody want to guess why you want 2 people on this corner?
Multiple
Multiple
entrances,
entrances.
Sergeant.
Exactly. You got an exit up there, and you got an exit under the stairs. Either of those could be exit points for whoever's in there you're trying to flush out. You guys need to be cognizant of this kind of stuff and make decisions on the go. And this is exactly why I'm saying Platoon HQ is trusting you to make that kind of decision when you're on the front line. We don't see everything you see. All right, let's keep going. Let's do the next one. We'll make my point a little easier to point out. Anybody here know what a danger area is?
Oh,
Area you
Right.
could potentially be shot at.
Any area you could potentially be shot at from an unknown location, providing better cover or height advantage to the enemy. If any area that could be shot at was a danger area for you guys, you'd be in danger all the goddamn time. But you need to be cognizant when dangers elevate, like they would if you were moving down this alleyway. Anybody want to explain to me why this would be considered an elevated danger area?
Got the balcony up on the left, Sergeant.
Fuck ton of windows, Sergeant.
Fuck ton of windows. You got balconies. You got doors. You got corners you can't see around until you get up to it. If one fire team was just coming down this alley by themselves, would they be on that side or would they be on that side?
Both, Sergeant.
Left side, you're right.
Speak up.
Left side, you're right.
Left side, my right. Anybody else have another answer?
Split the team. 2 men on each buddy team on each side.
Anybody want to go with option number 3 and say both?
I'd say both, Sergeant.
Absolutely both. Why both?
Because you can take fire from both sides, Sergeant.
Both sides and elevated, right? Now, if it were me and it was my squad, I would be sending the entire squad down here, not just a single fire team element. Does anybody in this platoon, for the purpose of this exercise, have a full squad? All right, 1-3, I want you to come forward, front and center, and take as many volunteers as you need to be a full squad for the purposes of this demonstration.
How many guys do you need?
Need 2 fire teams and a squad leader and a medic.
I need 1 times volunteer.
Bravo 1 needs 1 times.
Oh, sorry about that.
Thank you, Private Hawkins.
Alright, let's get Bravo on the left, Alpha on the right.
Copy.
All right, I want you guys to start up from the very edge.
Bravo
Stack
needs
up
1
your
time.
men.
Follow you with
Back
us.
up.
Stack them up however you'd stack them to move down this
Okay.
alleyway.
Okay, do you want the whole squad starting off on that edge right there, Sergeant?
No, you guys can take both sides from where you are right now. It's fine.
Alright, Alpha, Bravo, go ahead and start moving down this alleyway. Make sure you guys are checking each other's sides. Let's get it done.
Alpha copies.
Moving.
Alright, stand by to move. Moving.
Alright, let's go.
Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down.
Copy.
In a situation like this, you are not running.
Remember, combat pace, guys.
Make sure that you keep your eyes crisscrossed on those windows. Stop, 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 stop. This is a good point to pause. Everyone else, come inside this alley. It is imperative to remember the direction of fire. You need to keep in your mind how much area you are covering. Approximately, the human eye can typically register anywhere from about, I want to say 160 to 170 degree field of vision. So the guy in the front, on both sides, when they are not at that edge, they should be looking forward. The second this guy came close to that edge, his barrel shifted over to cover his sister fire team to make sure that they're not coming up on a threat. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying?
Sergeant.
This guy in the front here turns his barrel to watch that corner. This is no different than pieing a door. We are not teaching you 1,000 different things. It's the same shit over and over again in different colors. That's it. You're basically pieing this massive-ass door. The second he crosses over to cover his fire team, who's looking forward? This guy's barrel changes forward to make sure that it's actually covered. Who's looking at the top here? On both sides. Exactly. The guys second place, third place, they're watching over at the top. The guys in the rear should be watching 6 o'clock. Never underestimate the cunningness of OP4 and their willingness to take a long roundabout-ass way to come back out from an area you think you've cleared. The person at the tail end of this fire team needs to always be covering 6 o'clock. You are not allowed to be surprised. Is that understood?
Sorry.
One other thing I was going to cover. Do not aim your barrel at something that you are not willing to fire. Ever. When you are out in the field on an operation, there's only 2 things you should be not willing to fire at. What are those 2 things?
Civilians and friendlies, sir.
Friendlies and civilians. Let's try that again in the right order. What are you not willing to shoot at?
Friendlies and
Friendlies
civilians.
and civilians.
Absolutely. Comms, again, I'm going to circle back to that, helps you know where your friendlies are so that you do not shoot them. Any C's or Q's about walking down an alleyway?
Negative, Sergeant.
Negative,
Any
Sergeant.
comments from First Sergeant? You have any comments?
Not at this time.
All right. I would like to not drag out the sand table too much, and I think that this is a good opportunity for us to shift over to a live fire exercise. I'll be doing a technical transfer of all personnel over to the AO from which we're going to be doing this live fire exercise. We're going to start from outside of a town. We're going to walk up. I'm not going to give you any surprises because what I want you guys to understand is to focus on reacting to fire, MOUT movements, covering each other, and communication. So I'm going to tell you right now, the first thing that you're going to come up to is a checkpoint. After you get through the checkpoint, you're going to go into the town. The town has no civilians. It has no surprises, no IEDs, no VEB IDs, nothing special. You're just going to have a bunch of pissy little angry Russians that are garrisoned in random buildings. Your objective is going to be to clear the entire town. Again, for the purposes of this exercise, in order to get your movements to be correct, the town is not large. It is about a platoon-size element, maybe less, and they're spread out fairly decently. They did not cooperate as much as I'd like them to, so there's going to be a couple of buildings that's got more than one. But overall, what we need to focus on is to move steady. Slow it down until it's steady, because steady is smooth, and smooth is what?
Fast.
Fast. That is correct. You guys want to get through this shit quickly, you do it smoothly. If we get it done fast enough, we can stop, talk about what happened, talk about what we learned, and do it again. If you guys are not getting challenged enough, I can keep making it worse and up the game. Any C's or Q's before we transfer?
Negative, Sergeant.
Negative, Sergeant.
Negative, Sergeant.
All right, for the remainder of this exercise, wait, never mind. Sergeant Art, you had a question.
Thank you, Sergeant. Do you want us to clear all buildings in the AO for the purposes of the exercise, or just what we take contact from?
All buildings. All
Copy
buildings.
that, Sergeant.
And again, just to make it easy for you guys to focus on the actual exercise itself, the all buildings, air quotes here, it's not that many. It's
Copy that,
actually a
Sergeant.
pretty small town. If you open up your map, it's already marked. It's Galati. You can count the buildings in this little town on two hands. It's not that much. So for the purposes of this exercise, Sergeant Sullivan is going to be stepping up to 1-7. I will be eyes in the sky watching you guys / kind of sort of 1-6-ish in the sense of just giving overall direction on getting the buildings cleared. I expect the sergeant and his squad leaders to decide on how they're going to split up the town of Galati before we even get there, create sectors, and spread that shit out so that we can get through it quickly. Once the sectors are created, the plan is made, Sergeant Sullivan, I expect you to let me know, and we're going to have a quick talk about it before we actually kick off. Go up.
What?
All right, you guys have your conversation. Start doing the sectors, and let me know when you're ready, and we will move over.
Havoc on standby.
Stand by, let me
Yeah.
get you a answer for that. 1-7, this is 1-3.
Sergeant must have made it.
Copy.
I'm just curious.
Interrogative, are we clear on HE? Over.
A little bit.
1-3 out.
Hey, Sergeant.
Will.
We are clear on HE.
So, I was thinking we just use the 3 roads running north-south in the town.
Read my
Put a
fucking
squad
mind.
on each.
Yeah.
And
Give 2 sides of the road per squad, and 1-4 can
Yeah,
float
lock
and
and load to
provide
keep them
overwatch.
safe.
yeah, you see 1532. You could put 1-4 up there as Overwatch.
A long way uphill.
That's only
It's a couple hundred meters.
that's only 300 meters, and they can even
Don't lock
come
load
down
yet.
if need be.
Don't do it.
Copy.
One's here.
O'Connor.
One tree here.
I got one belt. Two belts on me.
Price, permission to go. Answer some ringing in my ear. All sorts of ringing in my ear for 2 months. Alright.
When we get out there, I'll look and see if I can find one.
Hawkins, did you manage to squeeze some more rockets or no? Okay, gotcha. So do you only have 3 rocket bunnies, or? Okay, 1 HE, 1 heat?
I'm at 41.
Copy.
Yeah, I bet.
1-3 will take south.
Alright, 1-2's got north then.
Just a quick question for you, 7.
I got 3 heat and 1
right
HE.
there is basically the split line. Okay.
So the ringing out. Thank you.
I'm back.
I don't have one.
Crappy SIG, who wants it?
So AJ, we're just gonna be acting as one big ass fucking buddy team throughout this whole thing, since we're 3 strong.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're just gonna go a whole bell buddy
Already made
team.
it.
They've done that.
They've made it as soon as the guns are available. As soon as the SIGs are available, everybody, all the fire team leaders can have.
There's no reason to split it up.
And if it's in your primary billet and you're filling in for something else, you can sit there.
Lee,
Yeah.
you'll probably, if it's a small building, you'll probably stay outside.
1-1 circle up to the southwest here.
Alright, 1-2, everyone's
Alright, let's circle up to the southwest. Drone copies moving southwest.
Come on over this way.
Rally up, Alpha.
Follow me.
Copy, guys.
Yep, here from on you.
Bravo's here.
Alpha's here.
Alright, reference your maps, or markers on the town of Galati. Let me know when your eyes on.
Check your maps, guys. Eyes on.
Quinn's eyes on.
Alright, so we're gonna be starting at the start point here and moving down this road. Try to get eyes on a checkpoint, should be somewhere around here. From there we're gonna be moving up on this hill 153 with 1-4. We're gonna be overwatch into the town while 1-2, 1-3 clears it. We're gonna act as QRF if they need it. It should be, it's not a big town, easy enough for 2 squads to clear it. And yeah, our job is to make sure, together with 1-4, that nothing rolls up into this fucking town from any of these MSRs.
1-3 is ready to go. Out.
That's pretty much it. Any questions?
Negative.
Negative.
We are not expecting any enemy QRFs.
That's a negative.
Copy.
Well, I mean, that's why we're up on the. They didn't say. They did say there was gonna be no surprises, but I don't know about these MSR or ASRs that lead into the town. So I mean, they could, you know, depending on how easy they clear this town, how fast it goes, they might send in QRF. I don't know.
Copy.
But it should be pretty simple.
I heard we are cleared for HE inside.
From they're cleared for HE inside the town, and there are no civilians.
Copy.
There's no more.
Are we clear?
Looking forward to a target rich environment.
So basically, once we meet the Overwatch point, you want us to dig in. Is that what you're saying?
From yeah, we're gonna set up there as Overwatch, and like I said, keep an eye on all those ASRs leading into town, and be ready to move into town as QRF if necessary.
Right.
Are we clear to lock and load now, or?
Hold on that.
Is that a hill that we can climb up easily? It looks pretty steep.
It should be pretty climbable. Yeah, it's only 120 to 150 meters from the town, so it should be a pretty good Overwatch point. Elevation
Are we
difference
going
is.
this way up the hill?
It depends on where the roadblock is. We'll possibly move up this road, and then into here.
So yeah, we're gonna take out the roadblock first.
Yeah, it should be doable, and then I mean the whole platoon is gonna move up there, and then 1, 2, and 1, 3 will move down this draw into town and clear it west to east.
But yeah, okay, copy.
Okay, that looks good.
One is 1-1 over. 1-1 is green and good to go. Oh.
Prep your smokes.
Alright, let's stand by for whatever method of fucking insertion they have in mind for us.
Yes. Well, like I said, hopefully a fucking long-range target-rich environment. Let's go. Let me do what I do.
You wouldn't want to ignore contacts, especially if you're clearing a town like this, then there'll be the flanking element, and I don't want to get hammered and anviled.
Yeah, Bravo. We're gonna
One is 1-1 over.
Work.
Depends on what's on top of the hill.
We cleared 2 lock and loaded this time.
There's no cover, then trench.
Lee.
Alright, lock and load, guys.
Lee just.
Lee's a little fucking early.
I think because it takes so long time to.
Yeah, anticipation.
Yeah. Takes me about 2 seconds longer than the rest of you, so when I heard Blueberry.
Copies.
Take the flagpole. Start moving out.
Alright, you guys lock and load. Once you lock,
Hold up.
I'm gonna to objective Charlie.
Go together as a platoon.
Break.
Bravo, interrogative, lock and load.
What?
Cool. Alright, Bravo, lock and load. Do not take the flagpole stage yet.
You on 113.1?
Advise we'll be going first.
Copy that.
Well,
You'll be my battle buddy.
Alright, let's go.
Make sure everybody's got it on safe.
1-3, then 1-2.
Alright, when we go through that fucking flagpole over there
This is 1-4.
to the northeast, you treat it as if we are coming out of a fucking bird, so we're gonna get there, get 360, we're gonna be the last squad through the fucking flagpole.
Copy.
Copy. Firm.
Copy.
Make sure you're on yelling as well.
Alright, let's move.
Let's go.
Alright, moving.
Call it when you're there.
I'm here.
Go in and send it. Wrong station.
Get
Where we
southwest. Southwest.
Hey, from.
Push to the fucking southwest here, get security southwest and west.
Bravo's all here.
Southwest, getting security southwest.
Setting up just looking at where east.
Got eyes out 220.
I got south.
Copy, got eyes on you.
No eyes on any foot mobiles at this time. Over.
Copy that. Can you give me the bearing and direction? Sorry, bearing and distance one more time.
Bearing is
Lee, you here?
approximately 500
Yep, I'm here.
meters.
Mike's here.
Respond on comm, please.
I'm here.
Thank you.
Where are you watching at?
I'm looking up at compound.
You need to talk over the radio.
I am. I'm looking at the compound.
Copy.
I want you to push southwest down the road.
Copy that. Be advised, there's a wreck next to it. It's destroyed.
Time when?
A for 010. Over.
Copy that. I sent it up. Thank you, Alpha.
Copy Alpha out.
Right here.
Be advised, Bravo, I don't have eyes on you. Where are you?
I'm on your right.
Negative. I just got you.
So
I'm
Lee,
getting right up.
stay here, get some cover, and
I got eyes out 220.
We're leading them out.
Throw benzees for a hot stack.
Alright, 1-1 on me. We are first in line. We're moving east down this
We are
fucking
first in
road
line
to the
moving
intersection.
east.
Hey, firm, moving east.
Bravo's Oscar Mike.
We'll be taking it out.
One is one
east line
Alpha, this is Bravo. We are taking the right side.
We are Oscar Mike. To the northeast.
Actual
We are taking the right side.
Got a staggered column going on this fucking road.
One is taking us out.
Right. I'm pretty sure it's
Actually,
great
yeah, push past me.
Hey, firm.
Pushing past you.
Push him past.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Over.
Pushing past. Yeah, never mind.
Alpha is on the left side.
Copy that.
We're gonna be taking that intersection up that dirt road, up that fucking hill to the left.
Bravo copies, pushing on the dirt road to our left. Alright guys, we're pushing on the dirt road to our left.
Hey, firm.
Affirm.
Interrogative, are we hitting that fucking, that roadblock from flank, or are we hitting it head?
As of now, we don't know where it is, so we're gonna push up left and see if we can get eyes on it from the top.
Hey, firm.
Alright, Bravo's turning left.
Here's 1-1, we are making a left turn.
Turning left, guys.
Hey, firm, shifting.
Shifting.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Can you slow it up a little bit?
Alpha copies.
Slow it down to a walk for Bravo.
Bravo's fat.
Alright, we on the point.
Got a small house here.
1-1, this is Bravo, over.
Go for 1-1.
Are we following this dirt road all the way up, or going out to our northeast?
I just want to put a little space in.
We're gonna go off road on this fucking big ass bend that you're coming up on, and basically going up the hill to the east, northeast.
Copy, pushing northeast time now. Just follow me, guys.
Hey, firm, shifting.
Shifting, following you. I'm slightly out to your right.
Yeah, get a staggering column. 1-1, this is Bravo. We are getting a staggering column time now. Be advised, we got eyes on the town from here.
Yeah, be advised, there's air assets report BTR inside the town
BTR
somewhere,
inside
so stay
the
low.
town.
Try not to skyline, get eyes out.
Get some
Hit the
position
deck,
here.
guys. You are skylining like a motherfucker.
1-1, this is Bravo, over.
Send it.
Bravo's
the
in
ground.
position.
This is Alpha.
Send it for Bravo. Oh.
Eyes on the tower.
Say again.
Get eyes on if you can get the eyes on the BTR.
I have
Alpha,
one on.
say again.
No eyes, no eyes.
Eyes on a patrol guard sitting on a balcony bearing 4-2 high.
Look at northeast 40 on the right side of the church. We got a guy on the rooftop, well not the rooftop.
This is 1-1, I got to
balcony.
Charlie. 1-1.
Hey, firm, got eyes on that.
Copy.
Got eyes on it.
We have eyes on the tower straight north.
I still do not have eyes on the BTR.
I'm eyes on that. Piece of guard should not be part of the AO at this time.
I'm on the northeast
Copy.
side, taking people off this rock.
I don't know if that tower's.
I got a lot of guys to our break 062 far of the
1411, let me
far
know when
east
you are in decent
of the town.
fire positions.
Special stage.
Don't have eyes on them.
Yeah, send it.
My rock.
Oh shit. Go for
I
it.
have eyes on. Bearing 6-5 or 065 patrol guard. I also have eyes on one more in a window. Bearing 06.
I'm gonna build a trench run. Corporal Connor.
Hey, from
1117.
I'm gonna build a trench run behind you.
Alright. I'll move. What are you
No, stay there, cover me.
Are you guys able to see me point?
Hey, firm, I can see you point. I just got
Right
no eyes
there?
in that area yet.
There's one guy right there.
I got Lee in front of me. Lee, I'm shifting up to your left.
I have one guy in there,
Copy that.
in that building. two guys in that building.
Hey, firm.
Two guys in that gray dark building.
Hey, firm. Good callouts.
I have
I
one
got
guy on the balcony over here. Right over there.
Connor,
Private Hawkins, where are you?
from behind you. You
I'm
got
over here
trenches.
on the left.
Yeah, give me a better point out.
For what?
Anything.
Okay, so I have for the mobiles, I'm gonna
Be
start from right
advised,
to left.
1-4 is gearing up to take a shot on a BMP at the checkpoint.
Would I give Havoc sub 6-2 right now?
I'm currently looking again.
Bravo copies. 1-4 is taking the shot on the BMP at the checkpoint.
Alright, I have...
Alright guys, 1-4 is taking the shot on the BMP on the roadblock.
Copy that. You're not on my radio. I have one guy. You're not gonna be able to see him from where you are because he's behind. He's far in the town, on the other side of the town, bearing 064. Far. He's by a broken wall. White broken wall.
I got eyes on that
Alright, be advised, once the shot from 1-4 goes off, 1-2 and 1-3 will begin their movement into town.
Yeah, there's
They're
two
gonna
of them
be
there.
going down our left flank,
I got eyes on
down
both
that
of them.
draw, clearing that town from west to east.
1417.
Can somebody
Bravo
give me a
copies
range?
all.
Alpha copies. Interrogative. Is anyone taking
Alright
that
guys,
roadblock?
as soon as the shot on the BMP is
1-4 is
taken, 1-2 and 1-3
taking
gonna
out that
push on
roadblock.
our left flank,
Alpha
start
copies.
moving down to the town.
Interrogative, are we doing fucking
Break, that is
any...
an RPG gunner at the broken wall.
Okay. Are we doing any engagement once they engage? Or are we just staying fucking weapon silent for right now?
As for now, when they take the shot, we're gonna start firing if they start firing at us.
Hey, firm.
Affirm.
What's the furthest
281
range?
to the guy on the balcony.
Hey, firm.
Get a trench going if you need one.
Copy, Bravo's already on it. Mike,
Confirm.
I got some trenches over here.
Copy that. You got friendlies on your left.
Yep, eyes on it. Cover 1, 2, 3, they're on the left. Shift fire.
Copy that.
Block friendlies on your left.
Target that white smoke. We got the enemies at the white smoke.
Hey, firm, white smoke.
To the left of the church. Copy that.
On the left, you got 2 entrenchments.
Hey, firm. I'll shift if I need to fucking get cover. I'm good on this rough right now.
Copy.
Hey, I'm over here with 1-1, just so you know, looking into the town.
1-1 copy.
17 out.
Bravo.
Go for Bravo.
I want you to move down to the southeast a little bit, get eyes on that southern ASR leading into town, make sure nothing crawls up the ass of the platoon.
Copy, read back. Is moving southeast, covering our right flank.
Good read
I
back.
see that, Lee.
Bravo out. Bravo on me, we're pushing southeast town now.
Hey, firm.
Our orders are to cover platoon's ass on that MSR.
Falling back south.
Right to your left. Right here.
Hey, firm.
1-1 status report.
I'm with you, I'm with you.
1-1 screen up
Let's
here
see
at
if we
the
can get some good eyes
northeast
at this
edge of
MSR.
the hill.
Copy that.
Best idea, have Lee set up here at this bend. He's got the most coverage.
What do you think here, or push a little bit more to the right?
I'd say I'm gonna shift left and fucking take this rock.
Copy, Lee, take this rock in front of you with the bush. Right there. Get some entrenchments if you need to.
I got eyes out south by southeast.
Copy. Lee and I got the.
I'm
void.
watching. Yeah, I got southwest.
Good shit, guys. 1-1 is Bravo over.
Standard.
Bravo's all set, looking down the road southwest at MSR over.
Roger. Good shit.
Copy, Bravo out. I'm gonna build some trenches for you too.
Mike, what's your pause?
I'm by Private Griggs and Sergeant Patty. Kinda find you. Crawling north into the hill.
That's 1-4's position. We are northwest of their position.
Copy that. I was crawling the wrong way. Thank you.
I think I got straight around from the cook-off. Be advised though.
Copy that.
Be advised at this time Griggs is alone. Do you mind if I stay with him?
He should be, you should, well, direct him to, what squad is he with? He should be with 1-4, right?
His battle buddy's coming to him now.
This is wet dream if I can carry my fucking 760 on this field.
We can't provide
yeah, you wish.
security from here for
damn straight.
the fire team. Should we
I want
still
my
hold
marker
position or try to get a better position? Over.
One day, over.
Alright, I'm gonna move us further east on this hilltop to get
Lee,
better view in the town,
shift
so
right, you got some trenches.
yeah, let's move further east.
Alpha copy.
I'm good on my end.
I'm gonna build a trench here, so you cover.
Yeah,
I'm hearing a fucking something.
I got no eyes on my fucking right, so I'm hoping Lee's got that side cover on the road.
Yeah, he got it. He got it.
Yeah.
Looks like
I've got it.
Force
So
got their
locked down
positions
that
dug in here pretty well. Let's move
nothing
out
could come through there without me seeing it.
and get security to the southwest.
Keep it short and sweet, Lee.
Bro, copies.
Alpha copies.
Are you guys at the southwest of town?
Yeah, I'm hearing something too.
I don't hear nothing.
Fucking sounds like a vehicle moving, but I got no.
1-1. This is 1-1. Mike, are you guys at the southwest of town?
Stand by. I'll look at it.
We are, I mean, we're up on the hill as Overwatch.
Hey, from I went southwest and did not see a single person. And I saw that 1-7 had taken over our position. Over.
Roger. Well, we moved. We are now on the standby. We're at grid 101-188 on top of the hill. We're looking south.
101-18.
1-1, this is Bravo, over.
Send it.
I suggest you put it on the map so she can see it, over.
Yeah, if I'm doing that.
Alright, Quinn.
Yeah, Mike, I marked our location on the map. You should see it.
Trenches is set for you, buddy.
Hey, firm, thank you.
Welcome.
Yo, Mike, we're right over here.
God damn, I'm fucking turtle shell. Look at this shit.
Did you hear Little Mary? Yo, Mike, we here.
Get lost, Hawkins.
Oh my god.
Charlie, you got eyes to the north on that little.
That sounded so good.
You got some distances to that already?
I was told to go
Damn, that contact sound close.
east of the hill, and then I went
Nope.
there and nobody was there except for another team.
Oh, happy days.
Hey, Hawkins.
Hey, firm. Who's that?
Aaron, get used to it. They'll never tell you when they're leaving.
Well,
What?
they gave me bad orders.
You'll be
You'll be
Find
constantly
him
chasing
and
him.
then found the wrong team. Found a guy bleeding though.
Do you still hear that, Vic?
Negative.
Too many shots. Team shots. Your mags have it.
The one right there beside everybody to stand on that corner.
I'm going to the left.
$50 says half your mag.
I bet you're wrong.
Ah.
I'll send you my PayPal. Hang on.
Who's that off to my right?
AJ.
Copy.
Alright, so where
Lee, be advised, range at the dirt road is 179 meters over. Right down there. Look, I'm pointing at it.
Mike, I'm gonna head up
Right down there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
179.
AJ, shift your eyes left. Give me a range on that fucking telephone pole right at the bend. It's about 200 meters.
Which one?
Telephone pole right in front of me. Fucking right at the bend of the road.
Right there?
Hey, firm.
Stand by.
That's about what, 200?
One copies.
174 meters.
174. Alright, I was a little high.
Close. Alright, so 1-1, we got secured down the road and the bend as well over here.
AJ, can you come over here and give me a range to something else?
Stand by, Lee.
Yeah, I'm good over here, AJ.
Copy.
Far telephone pole's got to be about 270 to 290.
Coming down. What's up?
How about give me a range? You see that far corner over there? There's a sign just before the corner that shows you the corner there.
Right
Give me
there?
a range on that. Yeah, way down, just past where the your circle was.
Yeah. Down at the dirt road.
Just past it, yeah.
Oh yeah, the sign, I see it, the bend. Right next to that sign you see down there, it's 551.
Okay, good. That means I've got it covered all the way from that hillside all the way down through here then for range.
Yeah, you got two entrenches from your left here and on your right side. You can just turn your right and you can see it.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that up there. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
And then I almost just called out a fucking rabbit.
I wonder if they're going to send anybody after us over on this side. Give us something to do.
Yeah, make sure you get your yellow smokes prepped because if we start running back, we're gonna run uphill. So we don't have any cover. But
Yeah.
make sure you call it up as soon as possible if you see some armor pieces.
Oh, if I see armor, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up and talk to 1-1.
623, the one that's like right above
Okay.
the telephone pole.
Yeah, okay, so I was about,
Yeah,
I was pretty close.
623.
It's about 600 meters up.
1-1.
Yo.
Where's Alpha from our pause?
Joy's up playing as a marksman.
They're right over there, just behind the step plate.
Give me a wide sweep with thermal.
Oh, so they're covering our what's west?
Yeah, they're
We'll
they're
live
looking
nothing more than like
over there
mass
as
cats
well.
where I
They
get
should
to
be
go.
covering that direction as well.
And leave you guys.
Copy. I marked our position on the map.
Well, if they fucking call for extra CLS, I'll be rolling with you.
Quinn.
What's up, boss?
I'm getting don't call me boss, man. I'm getting some trenches as well here, so you can get on them.
Copy that, thank you.
Oh, you're gonna mess up my shots here. Come on, man. I like how this set up.
Here.
Careful, they don't want us building too many trenches due to
Yeah,
circle performance.
don't build up too many trenches. I'm in a good position right here.
Yeah,
If I need to
they'll yell at
fucking-
you if you build more than one for a team.
If I need a fucking Besides, this is me, AJ. You know how quickly I react.
That's true.
We got hostiles approaching on the north. SAR leading into the town. Towards engaging.
We got hostiles approaching from the north. Friendlies are engaging.
Yeah, firm. Any eyes towards south?
Watch east, anything east?
Like direct south? No.
Wait for them to send them both directions at the same time and make us look one way.
It's a big fucking hill that's pretty,
Like I said, if I had
1-1, this is
762,
Alpha,
this would be a wet dream up here.
Send it.
Do you want us to still hold this side or switch our sectors to
Damn
north?
straight.
Just keep following that side. Also, get security to the west.
This 1-1 send traffic.
There's fucking audible and fucking Vic.
Yep, I got ears.
1-1, this Bravo over.
There's a BMP inbound from the north.
BMP,
1-4 is going to be
BMP
engaged.
from the north.
Bravo, send your traffic.
Disregard. Did you copy my about the BMP?
Yeah, from
Copy the BMP.
Roger that.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking surgical with a rifle. Don't ask me to hit anything with a death stick, though.
Keep low. That fucking BMP has probably.
I just
You're
want
too high. He's gonna have eyes on us.
Yeah, careful.
Make sure you keep low.
Tad exposed.
Not much.
Yeah, a little bit. Enough if it were to come down the east of town, you'd be pretty fucked over.
Dismount.
That BMP's down.
BMP's down.
Say the BMP's down.
That's an A firm.
Copy.
There's something else moving still.
Yeah, it's definitely revving up its engine. I'll keep overwatch over here.
Bravo, be advised, I'm having some tech issues.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, there's
a second vehicle there. The BMP is cooking up right now. There's a second vehicle.
Alpha copies.
Yep.
Bravo copies.
Eyes on
Second BMP, BMP 1 coming down the road from north.
Bravo, I'm good.
Alright, 1-4 is engaging this one as well.
Copy, Bravo, got eyes on it.
The truck is at 300 even. If it gets to the truck, it's at 300.
338, hit him. Bravo, I'm moving to my right.
Copy, BMP's down. This Bravo, BMP's down.
Roger.
Copy.
One mic, this is 1-1.
I'll just put it in his bag and then I'll be done with it. I mean, if I have I would put it in your bag.
Bravo, this may be a pointless interrogative, but I got eyes on a fucking compound way out to our fucking east-southeast. Bearing 130.
Copy. Copy, you got eyes on a compound 130 east.
Yeah, that's about a click and a half out.
How
Like I said, that's fucking.
are you able to see it?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing as Mike did.
I fucking guess so.
You don't need a DMR scope.
But yeah, there was another kind of.
Yeah, but I don't think it's part of the training.
The hill bearing, what, 180?
Yeah, like I said,
Pause X. Stand by for technical moment.
Bro, copy, standing by for technical movement.
Alpha
What does
copies.
technical movement mean?
I don't know.
I think it means we are being moved by.
Oh!
Stand by for technical movement.
The hand
Affirm,
of
heard.
God is coming down on
Affirm.
us.
Put your weapons on safety just in case.
Safety on.
If my binos could shoot, that'd
Safety
be
on.
fantastic.
Go ahead and safety your weapon.
Hawkins, that's why I carry a fucking 4x20.
Condition 4. Go and whisper.
One, two, condition 3, safety on.
Bravo, condition 3, safety on.
Copy.
Oh, where you are, condition 3.
Bro is here.
Hey, someone's bleeding.
Alpha is here.
Go ahead and take any spots.
I'm all green.
Who's Arch?
I'm all green.
Jacob's behind you.
Okay. Should be good, yeah.
All squads, are we all here?
One was here.
1-3 here.
1-4's here.
Let's push up.
Squads here.
Did I move
Stand by,
to your
stand by.
spot, Sergeant Munson? No, you're
Stand by to stand by. Go ahead and
I didn't know if we got on the wrong
get
side
over
of
by
road
the
or
other
not.
squads.
I'm assuming command's on its way.
Alright, Havoc 1, how'd you guys think you did?
Alright, Sergeant.
How clear was it to each person in this platoon what their sector was and what their mission was?
110%.
Crystal clear.
Was anybody not clear on the sector they were supposed to clear?
Negative was pretty clear.
Negative.
Alright, a couple of quick points I gotta cover. What is a contact? Who wants to tell me what a contact
I
is?
can tell you what a contact is, Sergeant.
Tell me what a contact is.
Contact is an enemy target engaging you currently. It is not a target that is stagnant or unaware of your position. That is a very common misconception.
Very correct. What is the one circumstance where you can call something a contact without them actively shooting at you?
When you
if
are
you're
about
going to
to
be
engage
actively
them.
engage them, Sergeant.
Nope, that is not correct. It is if they're close enough for you to smell their farts.
Who?
So if you're looking at somebody, if you're in Overwatch, and you're looking at somebody in the checkpoint, and you haven't fired off a single shot yet, it is eyes on. It is not contact. The reason I'm making this distinction is not to be pedantic, but it is so that when that shit gets sent up to me or our lieutenant, we understand that fire has not yet been exchanged, that we actually do have the element of surprise, and we will be firing first. Why is it important to be the one firing first?
If you fire first, you win, Sergeant.
Fire first, you win. That is correct. Assess and clear. Do not assume. I heard people call out that that checkpoint was clear when there was 2 active shooters still in there. The second time it was called out clear, he was actively shooting up to the hill where 1-4 was doing Overwatch. If you are not 100% sure, do not assume. You have an entire squad doing Overwatch. You do not need 10 people on one hill to Overwatch the entire platoon. Take a buddy team, take a fire team, send them down to actually clear it. There's nothing wrong with doing that, especially if it's not that far. Keep them in line of what?
Sight.
That is correct. Speaking of lines, how well did you guys feel like you did in keeping in line when you were clearing the town?
Good, sir.
Yeah, that is actually correct. It was pretty good. It absolutely was good. What surprises me is that the vast majority of the communication that I did hear, and there was a decent amount, none of it was about position. None of it was about trying to keep it in line. I don't know if you guys got lucky or if it because you were constantly in line of sight. I was looking down on high. So was that what it was? Did you guys just keep each other in line of sight at all times?
Negative, Sergeant. It was the green dots we were marking was basically like a...
I see.
Yes, Sergeant.
All right, keep the comms
Also,
up, though,
Sergeant.
because... Yeah.
1-4 also had somebody actively on our map checking positions and marking it on our personal map with a timestamp.
Acting 1-7, were you aware of this?
Negative, Sergeant.
All right, so if the platoon is doing something and the platoon HQ element does not know, it is bupkis. It is a good idea, and I like the initiative, but you need to send it up so that we can actually utilize it to the effect of the entire element. Danger crossings. I knew this was going to happen. I told you guys it was going to happen before we even left the sandbox. You guys did really, really well in the sandbox with the danger crossings, and then when you started changing fire, you held on to clearing rooms, and that was done pretty well, so props to that. But no danger crossings were conducted correctly. Roads were being crossed in the open. There were no corners being held. Very rare. Occasionally it would happen, but it was not happening systematically. So, again, high level, all the stuff that we discussed in that sandbox, absolutely. Low level, focus on right now, comms, and proper maneuvering and overwatch. Cover your sectors, cover your corners when you're crossing danger crossings, cover the corners when somebody's crossing behind you, call the last man out so you don't leave anyone behind to keep your buddy teams. I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, that's really, it all boils down to one thing, just keeping eyes out and moving properly. Look. All right, so you guys did fairly well. We are not at the end of the exercise at this time. I'm about to run you through the exercise again. Stand up if you feel like it was going a little too easy and you could use a little bit more fire. All right, you guys are asking for it.
Unanimous.
All right, so when I do this, understand the primary objective is still the training concept. I will up the ante a bit, but I'm not going to do it to the point where it becomes a crazy-ass shooting gallery. You need to focus on what we're actually exercising here. Private Krasinski, you had a question.
Sergeant, do we get resupply before we run through it again?
Yeah, we can do that.
Thank you.
Actually, stand by. Make it easy for you.
Are you okay?
I have bandaged him up already.
Oh, you are kind of in a pool of your blood.
I got a question for all of you sitting here right now. How many of you feel like you need a
I mean, I'd like more ammo.
Top, we can't hear you.
Sure, Hawkins would like more rockets.
Let's try this again. Everybody sitting here, who the fuck feels like they actually need a resupply after that piddly-ass firefight?
Negative. Negative, Top.
Negative.
I didn't fire a single shot, Top.
You too.
I blew more loads when I was 13 than we did in that entire fucking town. We don't need a resupply. Let's get after it.
My trigger's dusty. I'm ready to go. Hooah.
1-4, you guys good?
I'm good.
1-4 is fine.
1-4 is fine.
Plenty of
All right.
loads to blow.
I want you guys this time to try clearing from a different direction. Change it up a little bit. Try basically when you're approaching the town, clear it south to north.
Copy that, Sergeant.
Understand that at this point, again, I'm not giving you surprises because the sole purpose is a training exercise. When you are done clearing the town, there is going to be an attempt of pushing you back out. The inbound element will be from the north. They will be moving north to south. I'm sure you guys can already tell as I've already used that a little bit to shake things up towards the end of the last run. The reason I'm telling you this now is because you need to be doing what? Focusing on the exercise. Stand by, and I'll let you know when you're ready to move out.
Efficient. First Sergeant, I think you are bleeding.
Fine.
Help me.
Go that off.
1-7, this is 1-2, over.
Probably be advised, I'm going off columns 30.
Maps TLs, we are going to be
Copy.
in the town clearing this time, south to north. We are on the eastern sector.
I'm going to use that same hill as Overwatch, but I'm just going to mix up the orders, reference your maps. 1-1 will be a part of the assaulting element. I'm going to have 1-2 up on the hill with 1-4 over.
Reference your map.
1 copies. Eyes on.
Do you got eyes on the map?
1-3.
Copy on the map.
Is it the east side or the west side?
Correction, yeah, the west side.
80%. Let me know when you're good.
Alpha copies.
We're gonna be inside the town on the west side of it.
On the west side.
Brown copies got eyes on the map.
Copy that.
Roger. I see that.
Sergeant Littlebear.
Yep.
Can you repeat the map really quick?
Sure.
Do you want us to go kind of up?
Bravo, one back, one count.
Into the town.
Copy. Reference your map. We're gonna be in the town with 1-3. We're gonna be on the left side of the town and clearing it.
Affirm.
And who's on point?
Alright, is everybody here and ready to go then?
Cop that.
I mean, we're probably gonna just walk right up the road.
Ooh-ah.
We'll probably take contact before we even get to that.
7, this is 1-3, we're ready to go.
And here, I was hoping for my long range shooting gallery.
1 is 1 whatever.
1-1-1-7's in traffic over.
Yes.
Remember
what we talked about, dude.
Roger, 1-1 ready to go. Over.
Gravity.
Alright, do you guys see the
Do I
marker
have
on
to
the
go
map?
off safe
What
this
our
time?
objective is and what we're going to be doing?
Say again.
Do I take my
Roger,
gun off
Hey, friend,
safe
Corporal.
this time?
Okay. Any questions, comments, or concerns before we step off?
Havoc 1 this time. When we pull east down
Negative.
the road, we're just going to follow the road. 1-1 and 1-3. You're just going to stay on the road, pushing south to north. You will not push up to the SPF position as we did previously. How copy?
1-3 copies, not pushing up to the Overwatch position, moving alongside the road.
1 copies all.
Good read back. 1-7 out.
Are we going to be clearing the roadblock before they push up to
What we're
it?
going to be doing is we're going to be moving up alongside the road while 1-2
So,
and
yeah,
3
we're going to be
get
moving
to
up
their
alongside the
position.
road, south to north, right up into town. We're not going up on a hill this time.
Brown copies all.
We are.
Alpha copies.
We're moving on the road, MSR, from south to north, and we're gonna be on lead with the 1-3.
Basically, and then we'll be looking off to the right here. Which is good because we
So, Alpha Bravo coordinate amongst yourselves, kind of split our sector
Just be off for 30 seconds.
among your
this is the one
teams.
time I'd actually prefer to be uphill.
Just remember, when you move through the town, try to stay in line as
I
slow as
think that
possible.
we'll probably
Keep
I
communicating.
prefer because that way
on the
we can
Overwatch,
Alpha
we'll try to
copies.
get eyes on the
Brown copies 1-1 and Rogative. Get eyes on the map and watch my pointing.
Depends.
first.
That compound to the far northwest, is that something we need to clear as well over?
Probably be moving this
It's just a cemetery.
That's, yeah.
Bravo, you need to start.
That's the
talking
cemetery. The
about
only
too.
building there
If
is
you're
actually
gonna say
this.
something, just say Bravo copy.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, it looks like that's just one building with a bunch of, like, graves and shit.
O'Connor
So,
and
you're gonna be, yeah, it's a fenced-in area. You're gonna be breaching that, but looks like it's just one building, like what
I'm gonna break you
Hawkins
guys
said.
out to follow up with 1-1
Copy. So that's our LOA.
Into our side of town.
and then
I don't want that to
Alpha.
happen again. I want
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just make sure you, when you move in,
also
crossing
realize
danger crossings in the danger areas,
need to
keep
kick
those
it- kick it in
fucking
gear a little
corners
bit.
covered.
Interesting, because I believe.
Copy all.
Can this building be cleared by a single team as the secondary team watches out
Bravo and Roger.
here?
Do we
Meaning that
have
we can go kind of like this.
clearance
if
to
needed?
use the church and the church tower as high ground for security purposes?
Second, Mike.
Okay.
Anybody remember if this is a one-story or a two-story? Right here.
down through the town, so we're gonna
It's
try
unclear.
to
Looks like it
keep
might
in line
be
with Alpha.
multiple
So
conjoined
don't stay
buildings.
for too long
I guess
cleared,
we'll
and
know when
then
we
start
get
moving up
We
north.
went around the southern sector,
Copy that.
came back in with that. I kind of just
Yeah,
wanted to
that's
go
fine.
linear. You know, the double backing,
works.
although it wasn't a bad idea and wasn't bad.
And actually, let's
it
split
just,
this up
it wasn't as
the proper
efficient
way.
as I'd like it to
Alpha,
be.
Delta, and Bravo Charlie.
Alpha to Bravo, over.
No, we did good.
Right beside you, Bravo.
Copy. Check your map. Check your map. I just made a line down through the town.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you if you want to take the. So you're taking what? The right side or left side?
Doesn't matter. You choose.
Hey, Alpha, Bravo,
doesn't
get
really
together,
matter.
Come up with a tiny little
Alright.
plan, but remember
We'll
that
probably be on the left side of the road, so we'll probably
Does
just
anybody have
constant movement and just go
5.56
straight
mag
left off
that's
that.
kind of empty?
Just go a little
Point on the map so I can see what you're talking about.
That's a negative.
Yeah, yeah. We're
That
moving
will
up
probably
there.
be like here.
Yeah.
So we might just continue going left and like just take this area right here.
Alright, so you're taking left
What do
side.
you think? Yeah.
Alright. Make sure every time you start moving, keep talking to me so I know where you're at.
Alright, copy.
And yeah, we'll take the right side. So we have a little bit more buildings to clear. So you look at the map. Are you looking at the map? Right there, there's a danger crossing, danger area. So watch your flanks right there. You're probably gonna need some guys holding security down the road and inside the alleys.
Well, we'll use this too as a marker. So once I reach that area, I'll radio up to you, let you know I'm here, so you can know if you're online. Like when you guys get right here, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright.
Copy. And then we'll see where 1-1 is in. Hey, Mackenzie.
What's up?
Oh yeah. That's the first reference point, like where we are. The second is the cemetery and the church.
Copy.
So if you are at the cemetery, then we should be at the church.
I love standing on the top of the hill.
That's a very good
Hey,
idea.
friend, good shit.
Copy.
Do that.
Alright guys, have you heard that?
I'm gonna put a dot on my. Yeah, you can put a dot on it.
I copy that. Yeah, we're going to be doing the right-hand side of your line there. We got
straight down the middle on the
4
west
big
side,
buildings
the
to
left side of that line.
clear out before we cross the ASR.
Stay firm. We got. If you look at your map, I can point it to you.
Alright.
So we're gonna.
Yep, I got us.
This is our first danger area, so or reference. So if Alpha is here, we should be on the right side. That's the first reference. The second reference is when Alpha is on the left side of the cemetery, we should be on the church.
Go and send it.
Hey, from?
When you clear them up.
Who's going to take that big building in between the cemetery and the
Yeah,
church?
it's not much to clear.
Yeah, we'll see.
Alpha.
Okay.
At least we get to shoot
Because
stuff
on the left side of the cemetery, they only have one single building they can clear.
We'll go in and make it green.
Say again?
Mark it by sector. You want different colors.
Go ahead and make it green.
Oh, the AR. I like yours.
Honestly, the only contact I got was a
If you look at your map, all those red dots, that's the building you need to clear.
Alright, you know what? You'll be the second, just in case the first guy goes down. Pop in, you can go for it.
Opt for it. Just use red.
Copy. I got to get off comms for at least one mic.
If make snappy, we're about to hit it.
You need to go into your map to remove the marker.
We're just gonna make
Can
it
you
a
watch
red
in your
mark,
sector?
and then you guys can use alpha mark if you're okay with that.
Alright, heads up. We mark all of the buildings
I
with
just heard
red
somebody, I think, over there in that spot saying that
markers,
they might need to be off
and as you clear them, just remove the marker.
Corporal.
We're good to go.
That is
Someone said they're
correct.
gonna be all comms in the other squad, though. 7.
Sergeant.
Corporal, cool.
Yes.
So I need to move, that's okay.
No, this is the off for color. You need to make it red.
Red. Jeez, okay.
Yeah, we got specialist Ali off comms, one mic.
Sergeant, can I recommend a change to one building?
Roger that.
You guys all clear on the movement?
We could give them a technical transfer because you guys are
Makes
probably
sense.
going to have to work up to some
You
kind
guys
of
all
Overwatch
clear on the
position before
movement?
then.
Pop in up front, AR second, and then I'll be
Bloody
back, you guys.
everywhere.
All right, pull them in for a school circle.
Copy.
School circle.
Let's go shoot some stuff.
School circle, Sergeant Reynolds.
School circle,
Sergeant Reynolds. School circle.
All right, Havoc 1. We're going to do another run-through on this. This time we're going to be making it a little bit more complicated for you. we're going to give you the opportunity to make sure you take care of all of your own comms. So as Sergeant Sullivan had told you, we will not be on comms. If you feel that something needs to be sent up 217, you send it up anyway. Contact reports, shit like that, whatever you need to do, send it up. He is not going to be directing you. It is going to be on your own that you are going to keep in line, that you're going to keep your sectors, and that you're going to move properly. Move steady. Steady is smooth as what?
Smooth as fast, Sergeant.
Look, keep all your comms up. This one's going to be a little bit hotter. There's probably about 2 or 3 platoons in the town at this point, and it's pretty tight. So everybody's going to be chomping at the bit to shoot at you. I can deal with it. Again, when you get to the end, this is no surprise, so that you can work on your shit. You are going to be getting a pushback. What do you do when there's going to be a pushback?
Set up a hasty defense.
Fucking hasty defense. You fortify. You lock it down, and you keep them from coming back into the town. I will tell you now, I am not going to overdo it, because I want you to focus on the current training exercise, so there's no surprises. At no point am I going to push it to the point where you need to decide on whether or not you need to break contact. Everyone ready to move out?
I'm
back.
All right.
Bravo's all back.
Yours. Move out when ready.
Lock and load.
Are you okay, Mackenzie?
Meet me at the rocks at northeast.
Safety off.
Go ahead.
Safety's off.
1-3 copies. We'll be behind you. 1-2.
Actually, scratch that.
Set and ready.
Copy.
Behind 1-2.
I'm ready. Alright, we're gonna be third in the column.
Second and
We're gonna be third in the column.
We're going to be behind.
Bravo copies third in the column.
Alpha copies.
Yeah.
Go and start moving, but walk.
1-1 is Bravo. Interrogative, which squad are we after? Over.
We're moving after 1-3. We're third.
Copy, after 1-3.
Oh well.
You heard it.
Yep.
Start picking it up.
Alpha, this is Bravo. We're gonna be on the right side of the road. Over.
Alpha copies, we're on the left.
1-4 is gonna be moving second to line.
Copy.
We are holding, and we'll be the
On
last.
Alright, hold your position until 1-4 gets up there.
Copy. Bravo
Actually,
on the right.
resume walking pace and just
Resume walking pace.
we'll keep in touch with 1-3. 1-3 will be in front of us.
Alpha copies. They say just keep walking and we'll keep in touch.
Hey, let me
Yeah,
get
just
between
keep
us.
going.
I want that AR between us. Fucking pick it up for a second.
Yes,
There you go.
I'm gonna run a little bit front so we have some distance.
Be advised, you have
No
your
problem.
mic all the way in the back alone. I'd advise
Alright,
against
good,
having
good.
that be the case.
1-4, this is 1-3. Let me know when you guys are ahead of us.
Where's Alf? Where's action? 1-1 at? Oh, right there.
Hey, Mike, get up on the other side there and get in between those guys there.
Yep, you're good.
Alright, they got audible on transport trucks moving on the road. Yeah, eyes on.
Oh shit! Guns up, guns up.
Push to the fucking north here, off the road, and it's.
Hey, firm up.
Let those guys engage them. Don't fire over their heads.
Alpha, we are moving on your left side behind you.
Mike, crossing the road.
I'll copy Alpha.
That's your 6, Bravo.
Yeah, I know we're in a
Bravo,
bad spot.
this is Alpha. We're pushing to the right hand side of the road to get that flight over.
Bravo copy, staying on the left. Take Alpha spot, they're pushing on the right side of the road.
Hey, firm.
Firm. Alright. Push to the southeast side of the road into the deflate.
Alpha copies on the
Push
southeast side.
southeast down at the deflate of the road.
Hey, firm.
Firm.
Alpha, we're on your 6.
Alpha copies.
Be advised, stay on the right side of the deflate. We're gonna be on the left.
Say again, Bravo.
At your 6, Bravo.
Disregard.
Alpha copies.
1-1, this is Bravo, over. Let's get a fucking stagger comp.
1-1, this is Alpha,
from
over.
Lee, go stand it, fucking guns down.
Are we still moving up to the death lane past the truck all the way up the road, over?
Confirm, we're moving along the road to the east, just stay definitely from the road.
Alpha copies.
There's a PRDM on the check farm, 1-4 is engaging, confirm.
There's a BRD on the check. 1-4 is engaging.
Copy.
Copy.
Checkpoint, 1-4 engaged.
Bravo, this is Alpha, we're still pushing
Got a
up
little
to the death
fucking
lane
clusterfuck
on the
here.
eastern side.
No, just stay with me. Bravo copies, 1-6. 1-1, this is a Bravo, over.
Another squad here? I know, let him get ahead. Hey, firm.
Hey, which squad are you?
1-3.
Copy. 1-1, this is Bravo, over.
Send it.
Be advised, we got 1-3 behind us.
Yeah, confirm. Push it to this checkpoint and clear it out.
Bravo copies. Alpha, we're gonna be on
Hey,
your
let's
6.
get a little safe, guys.
Get cover. You can start clearing it.
Alpha copy, moving up time now.
Get
Alright,
security
guys.
on the...
Push up, probably.
Check that. Get security on the checkpoint. Alpha's gonna clear it out.
Yeah, I saw.
Copy that.
Bravo, we're pushing up time now. You have security?
Bravo got security.
Bravo, this up.
Everybody good?
Good. Eyes on. Push past it.
Say again, push it past.
Yeah, push to the checkpoint. We're moving past it. But fucking keep an eye on it.
Bravo copy, push it
1-2
past.
is moving into clear.
Push past it on me. 1-2 is
from.
taking care of it.
Be advised, I am
Copy.
a couple,
At your 6.
yeah, just hold.
1-1, this is
Liam,
Eagle here. You want to go ahead and hop on the other side of the road?
I'm by, do not.
Yeah, 1-1, Lugo. Gonna move to
Bravo, let's move to the other side. Alright, guys, we are gonna cross to the northwestern side of this road.
Alpha copies.
Crossing the road.
Get it. We have
Bravo,
some tall
copy.
grass and death light here, so get in here.
Alright, push northwest. We are taking the left side of the road.
Bravo,
right
this
now.
is Alpha, over.
Send it.
We're going to be pushing over to our
Over here with
sector
fucking
time
actual
now.
Say again?
We're going to be pushing over to the western side
Are
of
we
the
making
town and
use of these
taking
fucking tall grass?
Alright, 1-3's moving in. Moving to our sector and start clearing.
Pushing up.
Alpha
copies. Pushing into the town time now.
Right at your 6, boss.
1-1. Alright, we're gonna be on the right side of this road.
Affirm. Shifting right.
Shifting right.
Alpha, this Bravo.
Remember to, as you clear these buildings, remove the markers from the map.
Copy that. Alright, here's the plan. Lee, you staying inside if there's one small disregard.
Pushing up time now.
You mean staying outside?
Yeah, you're staying outside if there's a small building. Security.
Copy that.
Alpha, this
I'm
is...
looking over your head, so stay up. Stay down.
Alpha, this is Bravo. We are clearing buildings now.
Check net.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Over.
Send it, Alpha. Bravo.
We are clearing buildings time now. Alright,
Alpha
guys.
copies,
On the other side of the road, we're gonna clear those 2 stories first.
Affirm.
Covering, start moving.
Affirm, move past.
I got incoming Urals from the southwest.
I got incoming Urals from the southwest.
Moving.
Alright, set the wall, move.
Moving.
Got a squad up on that 2-story already.
Fucking hell, that's not theirs.
Fucking adapt, move.
Move to that one. We just fucking went over there.
Moving.
Right there, Quinn, on the left,
Copy. Fucking blue door open.
Yeah.
Crossing. Open door, watch it.
Stay there.
Bravo, this is Alpha, over.
Send it. Lee on me.
You guys clearing the right side of the ASR, over.
Clear.
Audible north.
Audible on vehicle.
A firm.
Affirm.
Copy.
Holding it across the street.
Lee on Quinn time now. I want eyes on that audible.
Hey, firm, let me clear this building first.
We're moving up, taking the back side of the village. Bravo.
Bravo copies. Make sure you are. Check it.
Fucking.
Alright.
I'm in.
Got a reload BMP to our north on their north.
Push back.
Finally!
Fucking breach.
Tell me when it's clear.
Room to the right.
Where'd you go, Mike?
Downstairs. I'm upstairs.
Mike, this is Bravo. We got 2 men down. On my pause.
Copy that. 2 men down.
Quinn's up.
Move back. Flash out.
Alright, Alpha, keep clearing.
Stand by,
moving
stand by,
to
I got
Bravo's
one down.
location.
Fucking just go ahead and flush it.
Alpha, copy.
Alpha,
Flash
can you
in
get
that room, flash in that room.
security across the road?
Flash out. Going in.
Fucking fatal funnel, watch it.
Yeah, throwing one more.
Across.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Fucking focus on getting him. I got this.
Hey, I'm dragging him back.
Bravo, we're
Affirm.
up on your block now.
Start patching him up. I'll patch myself.
Copy that.
once we get him up.
We are at the. Yep, right here. Get security. Quinn.
Copy.
Move out to that. Right there.
Alright, here. Fucking watch security real fast on that door. Let me start patching myself up.
Yeah. Mike is right next to you as well.
Mike, I'm in the next fucking. I'm gonna need morphine once you get a chance.
Alpha, what's your status?
Alpha is good. One guy got hit. He's managing time now. They were gonna keep on moving. Over.
Run. Bravo, I'm up. I'm bandaging.
Copy that.
1-4 is 1-1-0.
Alright, I'm on you.
Alright, we have a building right on our left side attached to this, so we need to clear that as well.
Hey, firm, I'm with you.
Stand by.
Eyes on.
Mike is done.
Alpha, be advised.
BMP coming
BMP's on
down
the hill
the
to your
hill.
northwest. Bravo,
Hey,
stand
firm,
by.
we got
I'm
eyes.
still.
Yeah, we wait.
Yeah, cover. 1-4 will be engaging.
Doing the last
Now,
one right now, I believe.
try and get a shot off if you can.
So, as soon as we finish with this, we're gonna fucking push left, straight west.
Hey, firm, ready to go.
Actually, let's do it right now. You on you.
Hey, firm, reaching out.
I'm up. Let's go.
Yeah, we're moving. Go. Leave all security. Right in this wall.
Alpha Bravo, what's your status? You still moving north?
Bravo's clear buildings. Go.
Alpha is clear building. Got a man down.
Alright, Mike on him.
Clear. 2 coming out. Tag it. Actually, push.
Got a man down on our.
Copy that.
This
Got
is
a man
Alpha.
down.
Pushing past him.
Sergeant, we need to get to Alpha.
Get security to right here.
Hey, firm.
I'm going on me.
Sergeant Littleberry, 1-1. We have a man down at Alpha.
I'm gonna see if I can get him up with his CLS.
Copy that.
Alright, fine. Alright, going in, going right.
Left.
Clear.
I don't know if you want to yell at the road, but on yellow. Two coming out.
Mine just down, so we got him back up. We're good.
Copy that.
Quinn, push up to the next two-story.
Copy.
Lay on him.
Behind you.
Right there. Right there. Behind you. Right there. Go, go, go. Alpha, this is Bravo. Where you at? Over.
I got an open door.
Alpha, wait 1. Bravo, wait 1.
It's clear front.
Leave. Get secured. Go.
Got it.
Take left wall. Door left.
Got it.
Fine. It's clear, going in, going left. Left's clear, stairs left. Holding at steps.
On you. Going at the two-story town now.
Left was clear, door right. Move past me, fucking clear that hall.
Turn left.
Clear, go, go.
Fine. Going in, going right.
Bravo, this is Alpha. We're just passing the danger crossing time now. Over.
Copy, stand by. Push the same way. Push the same way. Bravo copies. Stand by. We are almost there.
Over. Alpha copies. We're clearing the compound time now.
Copy that.
Let me know when you get to the danger crossing. We'll hang tight here.
Watching sucks.
Right there. Right there. We need to clear that out.
Hey, firm.
Copy that. On the left side, clear that first. Or actually, this one right here, next to us. Clear that out first.
Hey, firm.
Go.
Or not, disconnect to... Disregard. This connects to our building. We just cleared.
Overwatch is engaging infantry coming down.
Okay, cross the road to the left. Go, Lee. I'll hold security outside.
Bravo, be advised, that's the fucking compound, you're building it. We're on line copy, we're clearing this shit.
Shit. Smoke out.
Reloading. Fucking.
Pushing out.
Lee, I got security.
Got stairs here.
Bravo, this is Alpha.
Get him across the fucking... Get him over here. Get him over here.
Bravo, this is Alpha.
Get scared. Lee, get scared.
Lee, get fucking security.
Hold on.
One going downstairs.
Copy that, coming down.
1-1, this is Alpha. Over.
Send it.
Security now.
It's Bravo good. I'm trying to send calls, but I'm not getting a response.
Roger.
Right, move.
This is 2SC Bravo stuff now.
Roger that.
Bravo 2SC, copy.
Fucking, team lead is down. Currently with Mike trying to get him up.
Roger. Keep clearing.
Got right on.
Bravo 2IC, have you guys reached the danger areas yet?
And then at this time, stand by.
Alpha, copy.
Bravo back on comms. Stand by. Get security.
Mike, I can
One more, this Bravo.
Send it.
That building to your straight southwest, 2 stories. Is that clear?
Hey, firm, we just cleared it.
Copy that.
Let Bravo, or let fucking 1-1 know that we took fucking blue on blue. That's how you went down.
Bravo, this is Alpha, over.
Alpha, this Bravo. We are at the danger cross, danger area time now.
Mike, can I get morphine stick?
Alpha copies, we just got to the cemetery, over.
Copy that. You are way too far ahead of us, so you need to wait.
Affirm, we're holding position.
Bravo out. Alright guys, push on me. We're pushing northeast. Time now.
Affirm.
Clear this building, clear. Say again.
It's clear.
Tag.
Ready to move out.
This 1-1, send it.
Set to move.
We're set.
Copy. That building right there, we need to clear it. Time now.
It's been cleared, been cleared.
Been cleared over there. Alright, heads up,
Two-story
1-3 is
active.
clearing out the church in our sector at this time.
Bravo copies. We're gonna clear it as a whole team. Going left, going left.
Hey, firm, on you.
Left clear.
Lee, you need to stand up, dude. Right. Holding security at door.
Alright. Right is clear.
Stairway on the left and a hallway.
On you.
Going left.
Right. Right clear.
Holding stairway.
Go, go, go.
Well, that's good. That should be out.
Quinn, push up.
Yep, moving,
1-3 is over there.
Hold security at door.
Church.
Got 2 doors up here.
Quinn, you get the balcony, we get the room on the right. Go.
Copy, moving to you.
Go, 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 go. Left clear. Push
Bravo,
right.
what's your position?
Right's yeah, left clears, right
Stand
up
by.
to the door.
Right clear. Room clear.
Reaching out balcony. Balcony clear.
Balcony clear on this side.
Mike, I'm pushing to the other
Right.
side.
Moving downstairs.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Check your map. Break. We are at the
Three
big
coming
building before the intersection. Over. On south. Coming down.
Bravo, we're holding for you outside.
Alright,
Yep.
the first floor looks clear. I'm covering your second floor there.
Stand by, 1-1. We're on team lead.
Alright, we're in there. We're there. Push up to the 2-story.
How far are you from
With
the
you.
church? Over.
We are across the
Go,
street
go.
of it.
I'm in that building.
Copy.
Alpha be advised 1-3 is
Clear
in the
this
church
room.
clearing.
More security
Alpha,
outside.
copy.
Clear.
Alright.
It's clear.
I got staircase out over here outside.
Affirm.
Go ahead and take it
Holding
slow.
security.
Good shit. I got a room on
On
the
you, on
left.
you.
Far right clear. Pushing left, pushing left.
Hey, firm, going right.
I have contact
Clear.
up at that military compound.
Clear. Check the balcony.
It's clear, come
1-1,
down.
this is Alpha, we're taking heavy contacts from the north where the military compound is.
Alpha's
Yeah,
taking heavy
Enterprise on
contact to the
Witness
north.
engaged. There was a single shooter is down. Copy.
Alpha copies.
Alright,
Everyone
push to the
good.
newspaper.
Start pushing, Lee, go.
On me, on me.
Fuck.
No, not that way. You're crossing the fire line. Go.
Affirm. Leave, fall back.
Back up, Sergeant. All the way.
Yeah, you gotta call that a little sooner, Rita.
Alright.
We didn't know what you
Moving,
were
guys.
pushing.
Keep clearing.
That's alright.
1-1, this
On
is
you, on
Alpha,
you, on you.
over.
Send it.
Crossing the road.
We're at 7th Street, holding position, waiting for
Moving.
Bravo, over.
Moving. Roger.
Alpha, this is Bravo. We are almost at the cemetery or at the church. Over.
Church. Alpha copies.
Clear this building out.
Holding in door.
Holding a door.
Jet.
Hi. Whatever. Front looks clear. Going in, going
All
left.
security.
Let's just keep pushing it back up to the...
Left clear. On you, Hudson.
Go.
Move in. Clear.
Clear. Coming out, coming out. It's clear.
Got a building right behind us.
Pushing northwest now. Crossing.
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 On you, go.
Take this building on the left.
front. Watch it, open door, open door.
I have audible. Audible on a.
Hey, firm, hold down security.
I've been hit.
Get on this fucking. Is it clear?
Here, a vehicle.
Wait, get secured in this alleyway. It's on
Hey, firm.
I need the bike on me because I'm holding security on myself right now. I need bandaging.
She's right behind you.
We got friendlies fucking straight north. I got eyes on them through this alley.
Copy. Alpha's Bravo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Alpha, send it.
Do not move.
We are at the intersection.
Alpha.
Time now.
Are you next to Euro? It's time over.
1-1, this is
push up
Alpha.
on you
We're
as soon as we
south
set.
at the Euro, right side
I'm
of the
set.
cemetery, over.
Hey, firm.
Point on you.
I got friendlies right in front of me.
Hey,
Friendlies just cleared that building
We're
to the
digging,
left.
digging in, watching
Copy.
north.
Lee,
We're
behind you.
Movement
Copy.
orders.
Give me a direction.
Right behind you. Right behind you. Right behind you.
Where the fuck are we going?
Keep going down the alleyway.
Hey, firm. Well, I'm set at the church.
Set at the church. Hold position.
Hey, firm. Hold position.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Over.
send it for Alpha.
We are at the church. Time now.
Alright, Michael.
Lee, hold security at this. At
Alpha,
the
can we
west.
clear those last few buildings of your sector?
1-1, confirm Alpha, clear the buildings, over.
Roger, remove the dots on your map there.
Copy.
Go ahead and push north and get on line with 1-3.
Say push north up the road, over.
Copies.
Hey,
Alright,
firm,
push
stay on
north.
the fucking western side of the road.
Stay on the
Cross
western side of the road. Western side.
Hey, firm. Western side.
1-3 is 1-1 over.
I have audible.
I'll be advised we finish clearing our
Are we crossing the road?
Hey, firm.
north outside the town.
Copy.
We're gonna stay on the western side of the ASL.
How far are we moving?
Up to those
Bravo,
rocks
this is
to the left. Send it for Bravo.
Is that your team crossing the road, time now, right in front of us?
That is Nate from. We're getting position.
Alpha copies.
Crossing.
Yeah. Just get some position here and see if we can synchronize it to the north.
Up.
One of this Bravo.
Landed.
How far are we pushing north?
Push up until you have eyes on the ASR to the north.
Hey, firm.
Bravo copies. We're
Eyes
pushing
on up
straight
here.
north.
Be advised, control that.
Control that.
Bravo, send it up. Are we garrisoning these fucking jacks?
Alright, stay here.
1-1, this is Alpha. We came up on a building. We're gonna clear it time now.
Friendly's going over and checking those buildings right now. Roger.
Let him
Go ahead and clear it
get
up.
some cover for it. That's out.
Hey, firm.
Hey, behind us, on the
Whoa.
road.
Behind us.
Rear.
NHTD field, that's NHTD field. Break, 1-1 has a transfer and a PRD.
Quinn's up.
Send off.
Quinn's hurt. Quinn's up.
Get behind this fucking rock wall.
Copy that.
I'm set. Prepping AT. Give me a range.
Lee, crawl back here.
I can't
1-1,
see
this
it.
is Alpha, over.
Landed.
Are we pushing back down or we're holding here?
Don't shoot.
Hold
Don't shoot.
here. We got bar positions here. Looks like the BRDM is cooking off here.
Alpha
Are
copies.
you good?
1-1 be advised, Mike is performing treatment right now.
Right.
I want Quinn. Get eyes on that fucking smoke. Lee as well.
Hey, firm. Thank you, Mike.
Alpha, this Bravo.
Getting
Alpha, this Bravo. Over.
Send it, Bravo.
Are you done clearing those buildings?
Hey, firm, we're pushing out time now to the rocks, towards southeast.
Good copy. Do me a favor and get eyes and security on the east down the road.
Alpha copies.
Tango Mike out. Alright, Alpha got the road on our east, and we're gonna hold security down and see if there's some more contacts. Everybody good medically?
Yep. What was that over by the church?
Bravo,
that,
this is Alpha.
yeah, by the church in the corner there.
Yeah,
We
so
have
two.
a squad on our east already, so we're watching mostly the southeastern side.
Rattle copies. You're doing as well.
We got friendlies by the church.
Copy.
that.
Alpha, this Bravo, be advised, we got friendlies down at the church.
And moving through the trees, fucking moving to the east.
Alright, spread out. Lee, get to the next set of cover of rocks to your right.
Alright, 1-1, let's push back towards the town into that rock formation to our fucking southeast, south here. You see that vehicle down at...
Taking contact coming down the hill, north to south.
Taking contact from northeast. Up the hill, up the hill, up the hill. It's a fucking RPG.
1-1, this is Alpha, we're pushing towards to clear out contacts, over.
Raid! RPG fired!
Contact
down with the RPG.
Put some suppressing fire up there.
Be advised, we have friendlies
Already dead,
over
he's
friendlies
down.
down in the town.
Copy, moving time now.
1-1, this Bravo, sound
1-3
off.
will be joining us. Right, Mike, I'm moving. I don't know if I see me, I'm moving with Alpha.
Copy that, I'm right behind
Alpha's
you.
moving
Be
up.
advised, Bravo got hit by IDF.
Say again, disregard green smoke, over.
Roger.
Alpha, this Bravo, we are covering you from our last position, so you can push up.
Alpha copies.
Got friendlies coming up the hill.
A firm, that's Alpha.
No, coming
Bravo,
up to us.
This is
Copy that.
medical status report, please.
Give me some medical status.
Quinn's green.
Green.
Mike, this Bravo, I could use some pain management, but the rest of my team is green, over.
Copy that, Mike out.
1-1, this is Alpha, the area is clear, pushing back downtime now.
Lee, I want you to hold security at
Negative,
the
sit up
compound
here
to
on
our
top of the
west.
hill. Get security out to the northwest. Copy to the west. Bravo, why did you go ahead and join us?
Alpha copies.
You want me to go over there?
Stand by. I think we're moving up. 1-1.
Index.
This is Quinn, I'm getting eyes on the town again.
Stand by for technical movement.
Alright, end deck condition 4. Stand by for
Good shit, guys. Apologies if I missed any of your comms. I was probably busy communicating on
ready.
fucking doing it. It's pretty loud in my ears, so I may have missed something.
No worries.
No worries, good job.
Good job, guys. Sorry if I fucked up a little bit, but yeah. We'll talk
You're
about
good.
it later.
Shit happens.
Shit happens. I didn't think of 2 people in that one room when I went down, so...
To be fair, those 2 people didn't die.
That's true.
I thought I took the one down that was in the one corner.
Move.
Alright, Whisper.
Make sure you're on Whisper.
Thanks, Mike.
Bravo, did you call up that we had that blue on blue scenario earlier?
That was not a blue and blue, there was a enemy behind us.
That's school circle.
Didn't seem like it.
School circle.
Speak up.
Let me know when everyone's here.
Bravo's all here.
Joe's here.
Havoc, one sound off when you're all here.
1-1 is all here.
1-3 here.
1-2 is all here.
All right, that's all's here. With that being the case, since you guys are so hell-bent on condition 4ing your weapon, I want you to go ahead and take that pole back to in the fence where you can be condition 4 on your weapon. Take it back to base. Let's go.
Back to base.
Spread out away from that pole when you get back.
Spread out to
Let me know once you're in base.
Pike and base.
Lee, you here?
Martin's
Alpha is here.
Lee's here.
Bravo's here.
Alpha's here.
Copy.
Bravo's all here.
I didn't hear
Bravo's all
Talon
here.
sign off.
Yeah, but Talon's in there.
1-3 is all here.
1-4 is all here. 2 Mike is in base.
All right. First things first. When do you condition 4 your weapon?
On base.
East side of the fence on base.
That is correct. Also, can somebody tell me what a BRDM is? Because I have no fucking clue what that is.
How does
I mean, a BDRM. What is a BDRM? Fucking gave it away when I was trying to... It is a BRDM. Not that it really matters. This is maybe me being a little bit too persnickety, but know you're out for equipment. You're calling it up. If you can't, BDRM is fine. Is better than being surprised by it. Pie and clear. Do not be tricked with the pie. What do I mean by that? Let's assume that I'm in front of a door. If I'm clearing the door and I see a contact, bang, 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 I drop the contact, don't stop pieing. You still need to complete the pie so you don't get surprised by whatever's around that corner. I don't know which squad was it that did this one, but this one I actually did get to have direct eyes on. They dropped somebody in a garage, and then they were, I don't know, fog of war, what went wrong with that, but they fixated on the guy they dropped, and then they walked into the door without completing the pie, so they got surprised by somebody that was sitting in the corner. That absolutely would have been spotted had the pie movement been completed. Sectors including the rear. I hammered this enough that you guys finally started doing that, but I had to drive a couple of girls up on 1-4's ass when they were on that hill to make sure that they were actually sending people to keep eyes on the rear, and they caught that one pretty quickly. But there was a couple of times you guys cleared a sector to the best of your ability. I'm not going to hold it necessarily against you, but you did miss one guy that was an automatic rifleman. And after I got him to finally quit cowering behind the bushes, he came out and everyone was past him. So he rolled up on your 6. Nobody was watching the 6 o'clock, and he got a decent amount of fire off on one squad before he was down. Not forget your 6 o'clock sector. Comms was okay. Comms was not too bad. You guys do need to work on it a little bit more, but it was a vast improvement over what was happening in the last FTX. So I am pleased. I would say overall, by the time we went through the second run of this exercise, sectors were actually being held for the most part pretty well. With the exception of move a little bit quicker before I forget this one. Move a little bit quicker if IDF starts coming in on your position. Also note that that area that was sending out squad after squad after squad to the west uphill from 1-4's Overwatch position, that's where the mortar pit was. You had 2 BRDMs come out of that and 3 or 4 squads come out of that. Nobody thought it was a good idea to send it up the chain of command that maybe that hill should be cleared. Do you feel that it was too far? This is an honest question. Why did nobody think about clearing the area from where you were taking fire? All right.
I had no clue we were taking fire from there, Sergeant.
No, it was sent up on the radio. 1-4 called it multiple times. And then they started taking IDF from the mortar pit that was in there. And they cleared the area, which was the correct thing to do. But at no point did anyone decide that it needed to be cleared. So you can send it up the chain, because I don't believe 1-7 was even ever asked at any point if it should be cleared. At least send it up the chain and say that you know where a lot of the fire and reinforcements is coming from. It is a clear military compound that is clearly in an Overwatch position. It's full purpose was overwatching that town, and they were reacting appropriately. If somebody called that up to me on an FTX, I absolutely would send it up on 3-1 requesting permission to clear. That's assuming that the task force command didn't order it in the first place, right off the bat. But other than that, you guys did a good job. You picked up your wounded. Although I do want to know who was the one that was left on the hill that actually got down by the IDF.
That would be me, sir.
Is there any particular reason that your buddy left you and you were there on your own all the way up to the point of getting down by an IDF all by your lonesome?
He said he moved down, but I did not hear him over the radio.
Roger. So then maybe earshot communication needs to get ticked up in this platoon. You should not be surprised by the fact that you are by yourself. You should not go from being one of an entire platoon and a QRF element, in some cases, on top of a hill to being the only guy there. Like, I was walking in that IDF so freaking slow to give you time to get the point to get off that hill, and then you did all but one person. You left them behind.
Yeah, I agree. We should have probably moved a little sooner when we started taking the IDF.
Yeah, and if you're taking IDF, even if you think that you're still there with everyone else, look around you, make sure that you're not being left behind. And if you're not being left behind, then tell the people next to you that they need to get moving because you're targeted by IDF. That's actually all I had. Overall, I would say you guys did pretty well. I want to see this actually trickle down into the squad trainings and continue training in communication, movement, sector of fire, overwatch, proper overwatch, and clearing buildings. Before I open it up to the platoon at large, I want to see first if the XO had anything to add.
Hey, Firm Sergeant. The one thing I'll throw out there is, A, make sure you guys your squads are staying where your fire teams are close enough that they can support each other. Do not have, your fire team leaders should always know where you guys, each other are, so that way you guys can support each other as you're pushing through. Fire team leaders, the way to remember it is each of you is half of a whole, the squad being the whole that you are working part of. So therefore, make sure that you know where your fellow fire team is, and make sure you guys are working in conjunction with each other so that you can support each other. It should never be that a fire team leader's asked, hey, where's the other fire team? And the response come back is, I don't know. That should never happen. That's, in the interest of time, that's all I got at this time, Sir Arnold.